Jesus was walking down a crowded street. People were pressing in on him from every side. This was not a quiet moment. This was not a private setting. This was a noisy, chaotic crowd. And suddenly, right in the middle of it, Jesus stopped and said loudly, "Who touched my clothes?" Now, that's a strange question because everyone was touching him. The disciples even said, "Master, the crowd is thronging you, and you're asking who touched you?" But Jesus knew something they didn't know. He said, "Virtue has gone out of me." In other words, power had been released to meet someone's need. Jesus wasn't confused. He wasn't guessing. He knew that faith had made a withdrawal. There was a woman in that crowd who had been struggling with an issue of blood for 12 long years. 12 years of pain. 12 years of weakness. 12 years of disappointment. 12 years of trying everything and getting worse instead of better. The Bible says she had suffered many things from many physicians, spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. But then something changed. It says when she had heard of Jesus, she didn't just hear about him, she heard testimony. She heard faith. She heard something that stirred hope again. And she said within herself, "If I can just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole." Notice this. She didn't pray a prayer. She didn't ask Jesus for permission. She didn't request an audience. She made a faith decision. This is remarkable. If Jesus had not stopped and demanded that the person identify themselves, this miracle would have remained completely anonymous. No one would have known. But Jesus wanted her to come forward, not to shame her, but to teach us something. She came trembling, fell down before him, and told him all of the truth. And Jesus said something powerful. "Daughter, your faith has made you whole. Go in peace." It was not her prayer. It was not her suffering. It wasn't even just her effort. Her faith, now her prayer, is important. But faith is what connects you to the power of God. Several principles jump right out of this story. Number one, faith comes by hearing. The Bible says when she had heard of Jesus, if you want strong faith, you must be intentional about what you hear. Faith does not grow accidentally. You have to feed it. You must hear faith-building words from others, and you must hear them from your own mouth. Remember, fear also comes by hearing. So guard your ears. Be selective. If something weakens your faith, turn it off. Number two, she said something. She said, "If I touch his garment, I will be made whole." Faith gets stronger when you open your mouth and confess what you're believing for. Confession is not denying reality. It's declaring God's promise. And it's so simple that people forget to do it. Say it out loud. Say it consistently. Say it when you feel weak. Words give direction to faith. Amen. Number 3, and this is a big one. She acted. Faith without action is dead. The real power of faith is movement. She pressed through the crowd in public. That wasn't easy. That wasn't popular. In fact, according to the law, she wasn't even supposed to be there. But faith will require you to do difficult things. Action is the most important component of faith. The bigger the faith project, the more action steps are required. And you must complete them all. Doing 95% of what God said is still disobedience. Marching around Jericho 6 times instead of 7 wouldn't work. Naaman dipping 5 times instead of 7 wouldn't work. Most faith projects fail not because God failed, but because we missed steps. So here's the pattern. Hear enough of the right thing. You have to be careful what you hear. Speak what you believe. Then act fully. Act obediently. Act completely. When you do that, faith will make you whole. And listen, wholeness is more than healing. It's restoration. It's peace. It's strength. It's your life coming back into alignment. So today, decide what you're hearing. Decide what you're saying. And decide what action you need to take. If this message has blessed you, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. It's a sin not to win.